How are you? Oh, I want you to know that I didn't realize at the time it was indeed, when I think back, when I realized at that time it was indeed a period of divine intervention. Did you hear me? Divine intervention. That what inspired me, my friend, to write this book for such a time as this. Not only for this present day, but most importantly, for what is coming ahead of us. Oh yes. We haven't seen worse yet, even though we are collectively collaborating together for better. But a divine intervention for such a time as this, for what is coming ahead of us. The news media supports our worldwide call for HELP. You hear just like I do. Oh yes, the news media and all of social media supports our worldwide call for help. Do you remember, my friend, how COVID-19 took our world by surprise? Oh, no one saw it coming, not even I. Or even imagine the socio, academic, and family challenges our world would encounter. And today, my friend, my friend, social issues continues to affect the dynamics of family. Many life skills and healthy relationship courses that was one taught as an educator, I've taught many myself and many of you in sociology, family consumer science, home economics, philosophy, religion. We all once taught these courses in education to strengthen healthy family relationships, but many of them no longer exist. And for those who are tuning in, I want you to know that I am Wandajrprowell. Yes, that's Wandajrprowell, your ever better talk show host, bringing you, my friend, issues of the heart for parents and educators across our great nation. Many parents, grandparents, and foster caregivers died during the pandemic. The generational voices who once gave assistance and lend a helping hands are no longer available to us. Our show today, my friend, is entitled Help, the HELP. Help is on the way. Can you say it with me? Help is on the way. Well, I want you to know, my friends, that today, very few parents are residing in their childhood family home site in their home communities, where they were among trusted family members. In those days, my friends, just simply having a wise, kind-hearted, go-to person made all the difference in the world, especially those those last-minute emergencies. You know, there was a sick child at school, you know, or there was a late evening pickup, or even if the child had to be picked up during the day at school, you know, What about the before and after school care? Or even the neighborhood watch for those teenagers? Oh, you know what I'm talking about. But I want you to know, my friend, this book, yes, this book, can you see it? This little book, this book. Oh, this is one of those demonstrative, as a matter of fact, this is my granddaughter. It is willed to her, and she did her own personal autograph. You saw the little markings in there. This is her personal autograph book from grandma, that she will refer to when she's older. Okay, but I want you to know that on this book, School Readiness for Parents and Children, K through 12, was published. Be very mindful of the dates. This is long before COVID. October 2011, at the peak of the academic season, when the demographic, hear me well, at that time, October 2011, this book was published at the peak of what was looking good of the academic season, when suddenly the demographics of the foundational communities and schools were certainly changed forever. Very few took the project or the projection. That was discussion on how things were going to be changing, but nobody really paid attention to it. They didn't take the forecast seriously. Frankly, I didn't myself, because everything was going well. But as this change embarked upon educators, parents, and newcomers, fear of uncertainties began to grasp the heart of many of what would come next. Things began to start shifting. What seemed to be predictable became unpredictable. Those foundational personnel who was once there, everybody began to move around, some voluntarily and some weren't. But the order and the consistency, what was once known, was now not promised. Again, my friend, are you still with me? Help, evolve. The divine intervention that we weren't really aware of, just following the unctions, the gifts, the talents. A divine intervention which formed School Readiness for Parents and Children, K through 12. That gave the educational guidance and a sense of unity to the population that were beginning to be most affected. Well, I want you to know that this book was written specifically for parents on the go with multiplexity schedules. Whether you live in a rural area or a metropolitan area, whether or not you are a CEO of a company or you are continuing your education, the traffic and whatever your challenges may be, this book was written for the parents on the go. It was also written for the single parents who didn't have that go-to back home person in place to just call and to ask for assistance. And this is for not for just females now, because we have lots of single male parents, who are widows or those who are just have custody of their children. We do have some very dedicated and sincere fathers who are single parents as well. Well, I just want you to know that this book was written with you in mind. Stay with me. You're going to see exactly where we're going with this. And also we often speak in terms of the parents who with the multiplex schedule, the single moms and dad, but also the single married parent. You could be a single married parent as far as responsibility, or your spouse may have or military assignments. They may have any other type of assignments or business, executive that would cause that person to be away from home, and then you're having the mainstream responsibility all by yourself. And lo and behold, sometimes, that other partner just may be at home, but maybe not just that helpful. Well, whatever the case may be, this book was written just for you because it is our children who is the center object of our dedication and for their success. And also to the independent living students. Those are senior high and young adults who, parents may be deceased. And they are trying to make it on their own. This is the voice that speaks to them. A lot of you are probably wondering what voice. Anybody can give you instructions, after all it's there. Well, just stay with me for a while. Well, I want you to know that above all, this book was written not just for the parents on the go, the single moms and dad, the single or responsibility of in household partners or the independent living students. But I want you to know that this book above all was written to support the classroom teachers. Are you out there, classroom teachers? I am a retired educator for over 25 years, way over 25 years. And I understand the critical need for supportive parents. And sometimes you know exactly what you want to say, but you can't say it. Because there's so much nitpicking, to a heart that is not supportive. They can just nitpick everything, and you don't want, to have any repercussions on that. So I do understand. So, hey, I'm representing my fellow teachers for the heart and the success of the students and for the parents who probably just can't see their way. Oh, I want you to know again, this is a divine intervention that caused me to share these educational benefits. The benefits? Yes. So if this book was written for the population that I've just shared, so what would be some benefits? Well, or how do I substantiate? How do I confirm my ability to share, or my qualification, my determination for sharing this information? Well, I want you to know that this is where my professional education comes into place as a post-secondary, administrative with administrative experience, post-secondary, faith-based leadership skills, 25 plus years K through 12 classroom teacher, 15 years of early childhood entrepreneur, professional entrepreneur, and community service parenting advocate. All of these are a combination of 25 years plus individually. But I want you to know that this all prepared me with the empathy, and that's very important. Empathy is very important. Empathy and compassion. There's no way to establish positive or productive relationship with parents and for those who are in dire need without empathy and compassion. I did not say sympathy. No, we have no room for sympathy, but empathy and compassion that is required for bridging. That's who I am. Bridging. That's who we are. Bridging the communication barriers to help parents, students, and educators identify the best, the BEST, the best practices of needs versus wants in meeting the needs of parents for successful students. As I think right now, that was a time when, and we hear it all the time, the older women's are teaching the younger women's, the grandmas are teaching the daughters, and many, it's hard to say, but a lot of those people are not here anymore. So young parents, young adults, even if our churches, young mothers and young fathers are on their own. Who's going to nurture them? Help is on the way. Help is on the way. I want you to know that this book, I can hear. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Just let me have a praise moment. I can hear some people going like, oh, she just want to sell her book. Oh, I hear it all the time. Not just the word help that starts with H-E-L-P. Can we say H-A-T-E-R? Hey, be a hater if you want to. This is a divine intervention. And I could care less what your hating spirit thinks, because it's about these kids. If you're in the classroom where you see their struggle, if you're in the classroom where you see the teachers and the administrators' struggles, you wouldn't think so slight about this. Let me just ask you this. The 10th commandment has been around all of our lives. If you don't go to church, you know the 10th commandment. Well, how many people commit to practicing it? It is not, the Bible has already said, it is not the hearers of the word only, but it's the doers of the word. So right now, not just one person is doing it. It has to be a collaborative effort. Again, a divine intervention. Oh, bless the Lord, oh my soul. Oh, let me go on. I don't want to hold you too long here. But this book is beyond an open house display. And it's beyond commentary document. When they have an open house, the educators, they try to set up displays to make parents feel welcome, and they try to include you. They try to give you as much information as possible so that you will have the information with you. How many folks read? Hey, as an educator, that really concerned me. This is Black History Month, and we that's a hallelujah moment. There's so much discussion about slavery and what the penalty was for teaching slaves to read. And we are here in 2024. It's not a situation most of the time, can you read? Refuse to read. Hearsay and gossip just seems to be a little bit more convenient. And it's so wrong. Our children are headed for destruction, defeat, and an unsuccessful lives. And a lot of parents have the heart. They really do. I've met so many willing, supportive parents. But a lot of them, they either got the wrong information by a trusted friend and they believe them, or they didn't have the information, or they just didn't have the compassion. The feel good, the inclusion. When you feel really close to someone, you feel like they really care, you're more prone to calling them. What can I do to help? Or you begin to trust them regarding your child is concerned. A divine intervention. I've been there. And I know what I'm talking about. Oh, if you saw the prayers in the teacher's classroom, I see them. Prayers. It is a lie from hell to assume that, my child's going to that devil's classroom. Those folks don't know anything about you. Oh, no. Teachers are praying. Administrators, they're all yoking together. They're trying to everything possible for your child to be successful. Because when they're successful, when the child is successful, the staff is successful. And guess what? Then the parents are successful. They're proud. And even further, then the churches and the communities are successful. But it's sad to say, it's just like just showing up for graduation and hadn't been there the whole year. Divine intervention. And haters, do or say what you want. Our kids matters. Not just black kids. And if black kids matter, then this is a time to put forth the effort to be a supportive parent, to be a supportive family life or leader. Oh, I am very passionate about this. This book is beyond, again, average open house displays and customary documents and flowers that make parents, that most parents, they go and get up when they finally they get a little time off from work. They rush down to the school. They try to make the parents meet. They try to make the PTA meet. They get all these flowers, and guess what? By the time they get home, something else has happened. There's no excuse now. But the bottom line is that stuff don't get read. I can promise you, how many times I have worked with students, especially those little young adults. They go, I didn't know that was a rule. This is district policies, baby. Now, you don't need to do that, okay? Can I help you? They have no idea. Parents come down there for the first time when it's beyond, I don't want to get ahead of myself. But they do not read or know the knowledge until it's too late. Everybody wants their child to be congratulated. Nobody wants to see or to be bearers of bad news when crime has taken place, when law enforcement has taken place, or when, your child is on the evening news. We want to be proactive. Again, divine intervention. And you're going to find out why I keep saying that, okay? Okay, well, in the forthcoming weeks, I may not come every week because I've got a lot of things going on right now, a lot of good things. But right now I can earmark and I can commit to the next 2 weeks. Today is an introduction. But in the forthcoming 2 weeks, I will not be reading the book. I'm not going to read this book to you. But I will be sharing A and B categories of 2 mainstream objectives of this book. Are you ready? Can you lean in on me? Can I share with you what those 2 mainstream categories are going to be? A, what every teacher wished parents knew. That's the way some parents really act. I've seen it where, that's another hallelujah moment. I've seen it where there are churches where educators are members. An educator want to be part of the youth group and really, try to help out. But, I've seen cases where they prayerfully, not negatively, but prayerfully, they try to embrace parents to upgrade, especially with those teenagers and stuff, stuff be going on. But parents turn that deaf ear. They shoot the bullets. Not my child. So therefore, educators are not going to risk their job and the little sanity that they have trying to embrace a brother and sister who they already know in fellowship. And then when stuff happens later on, you want the prayer line. Okay. I'm an educator, and I speak to myself first. As an educator, with my fellow educators when my children were in school. I had to humble myself to their teachers because I could not teach my class and be in their class at the same time. I humble myself and to let them, to give them the invitation to keep me abreast of anything that I needed to know that will help my child be successful. That includes their social life, academics, and everything else, if you know what I'm talking about. And if you ask the Lord for that, and he will, he's faithful. But God knows your heart when you ask him. God knows if you really want help with your child. God knows if you really want your child to be successful. God really knows if you have barriers that, don't let me get ahead of myself. Again, the A part, what every teacher wish parents knew. And the next one is, the B part is, what every parent wish the teacher knew. Oh, yeah. It would amaze you the struggles and the challenges that parents are undergoing trying to keep their child in school, trying to support their need. It may be financial, it may be employment, it may be health issues, it may be loss of loved one, all kind of stuff. But can you understand how this bridge is not coming together? Hey, that's who I am. To bridge the gap of the communication for inclusion, for parents and teachers working together for the benefit and the success of their students. And when the classroom is moving forward in a positive way, the school is moving positive in a positive way. And when the schools are moving in a positive way, the entire community is moving in a positive way. And then it goes to city, then it goes to state, and then it goes to nation. Don't forget those churches in there too. All church service will be like it's never been before because everybody's on one accord. But for the most part, hey, I can't say we on this. I would just say people. Some people are pimping Jesus. They're pimping Jesus. They want to look like their heart is into it. They want to look like they're doing it. But children are at the dear heart of Jesus. He said, suffer little children to come unto me and be not them. For such is the kingdom of heaven. It's children because his children are the next generation. Again, this book is a divine intervention. Now, let's go on why. Does that sound interesting to you? Does that sound interesting to you? What every teacher wish parents knew, but then again, what every parent wish teacher knew. So the teacher got some things they need to share, and the parents have some things they need to say. I don't want to get ahead of myself. But when you're talking to your friend concerning your child, it's a whole different approach than when you're talking to a stranger. And your child knows that too. The level of respect, everything works better when they know there's harmony. Yes, and there's inclusion. Does this sound interesting? I want you to know, my friend, that this book will not waste your time. This is not a novel. This is not one of those love stories. This is not, don't want to get ahead of myself, but I want you to know something. It immediately separates. You've heard this before. You heard your grandmama say that. You heard that, this thing about separate the chicken from the bones. You know, I love my fellow educators, and I understand, you know, all all the professional guidelines for professional writings. You know, all my English majors out there, and my journalism majors. You know, when you begin to think in terms of communicating with everyday people who have challenges and issues, you know, they don't want to hear all that formality. Am I correct? Grammatically correct? Yes, I will be grammatically correct because we want to display for professionalism. But all these big words, you know, I work with social services for a while, okay? But people who really need you, whether or not it be socioeconomical background, whether it be language barrier, whatever the case may be, they don't want you to talk to them or stand off from them like they stink. And at the same time too, you should not approach educators just like you are first lady, president's wife. Just like all these other little low. You have all the sense of entitlement. The fruits of the spirit covers everyone: the love, the patience, the inclusion, the prayer. A supportive parent. Separate the chicken from the bone and identifies the critical facts for mom and dads. The critical facts. Married or single or even grandparents. So are you getting the idea now? And it has to be written so the population who needs to communicate most will be able to read it and understand in a way that they understand. They don't want to spend a whole hour reading an introduction that they cannot relate to. They want you to speak their language so they can understand. Hey, divine intervention, they're working. They want to be able to go right to it. Or to read a page that's going to initiate that they need to get more information on. It may be calling the school counselor or to even to identify who the school counselor is. Let me just go on. It also, we've already mentioned it, language and vocabulary friendly. Most of your reading, and from your authors, they know this. I know what college does. You go big word, big word, big word, because there is there are guidelines and syllabus for expectation of your work. Whether that be documentary, whatever the case may be. But for the average, it's true. A lot of high school graduates cannot read on a third grade level. So what are they going to do with a district policy book that thick? What are they going to do with a presenter who using words they don't understand? So then, with everything that's going on in our society, and the question is, what can we do to change? Well, my thinking is, who are you catering your documents to? Are your documents presented in such a way that the one who needs it most understands? Or is it so discouraging? They go like, I read it 5 times and I still don't understand what they're talking about. Hey, I get it just like that sometimes. So it behooves me, as a teacher, and I go back and I'll break it down. Okay, I'll break it down. They go, oh, I didn't know that, And our churches, bless the, I really want to shout here. When you're talking about Black history, at one time, the church was the go-to place. And I thank all my brothers and sisters and bishop and all those who have a heart for God's children, because that is the assembly place. That is the assembly place where information can be shared. So the bottom line, if you're not coming to church, or if church is not being spirit-led to initiate this type of support, then everybody just meet for funerals. Or when your favorite artist is coming to town. Oh, divine intervention. Okay. And relevant. What makes it so interesting is relevant. And what makes it so interesting for me, because, hey, I'm in it. Parent involvement. We're going to be talking about parent involvement and parent engagement as we go forth with our forthcoming weeks. Because the bottom line, if you're not involved, it's going to be impossible to be effective. And by the grace of God, your child does bond with another professional who can say, thank you for helping me get over these tough issues and these challenges, and I am successful. That's who they're going to bond with for the rest of their life. And a parent shouldn't want anybody to take that place with their child. Oh, let me just go on. But relevant means that things that matter, things that are of an issue right now, you know, and everybody, oh, my goodness. We want to be current with fashions and styles. We need to be fashioned with current issues. Now, of course, technology, the whole nine. In other words, hey, laziness is not going to do it. I tell you, just like grandmama and them used to say, you had time to have it. I'm not talking about abortion. That's a whole different level of accountability. But if you took time to have fun, we have time and dedication to the Lord to take pride and watch the Lord bless you. Cultivate a life, guess what, that will bless you later. You're not going to always be where you are right now. I'm getting off the subject right now, but it's true. Let's look beyond where we are and look ahead, because those are the kids that's going to bless us. And no matter what society is doing, your child is going to remember how you input in them. Ooh, praise the Lord. Ooh, that's a hot moment there. But let me just share this with you before you go. Again, I will not be reading this book to you, but just to share some hot topics, because we did say it must be relevant. Relevant means it must be in time and dealing with issues of concern, of current issue concerns. Okay, here we go. These are just a few. There's a chapter on home is where the heart is. Another chapter on behavioral expectation for effective learning. Behavior expectation for effective learning. I'll just tell you, there's an old saying to the teacher cannot teach until the students are ready to learn. The popular saying in today's is that, but I've done my work. Doing your work has nothing to do with behavior. It has everything to do with discipline and the success you encounter after graduation, as you continue to graduate. Oh, let me just go on. Another chapter, homework, a family effort. Another one, Black history. I tell you all the time, Black history is every day. So this particular chapter right now is, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? And parent, that is a parent responsibility. Because after, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. After we go back, all this, all these arguments about who and what curriculum is going to be taught, all this kind of stuff, and it's good. But I'm going to ask the parents, what are you teaching your kids? Do your kids know your family history? Do your kids know who they are? Hey, life happens. There's no shame in the game. But hey, you can't talk from the grave. Children takes it differently when information is shared in the conforms of love and empathy by the parents. But who am I? Contributions. Who am I? And let me say this to you now. This book does not personalize anybody negativity. I'm not that kind of author. one of my mentors, I heard her say that a good author protects the innocent. I'm not calling name, and then, if there's a fact, there's an issue, I give my research, but no, I don't call names, and I'm not nitpicking anybody. We're talking about the success of the students. Yeah, what the adults have done, that's old stuff. That's past. But we want to push them to the future by the grace of God. Oh, yes. Okay, and the next one is parent. No, count up the cost. Oh, count up the cost, count up the cost, count up the cost. Whatever we do, count the cost. Consider the consequences. Okay, before. Then parent, the primary career coach. There are several career coaches in the schools, the colleges, to help prepare our students for college and careers, because we realize that a lot of them may not have that support at home. They might even be aware of the guidelines. But at the same time, too, there is so much parents can do from elementary all the way up that would cause them to flourish. Yes, and to cultivate that foundation so they are ready to seek career planning. Okay, and also to leadership in action. Leadership in action. Of course, this is an opportunity for parents. I won't get into that. You're going to get all that information here. And again, it is written parent friendly. It gets to the point. The steps are very, very, very simple, and you would immediately begin to activate your readings. Okay, I want you to know that one. This book, School Readiness for Parents and Children, K through 12, is available for personal and procurement purchases. And let me just say this much. When I first wrote this book, there were several individuals that I donated. I thought I was so excited, because I know what's in here and I know my experiences. And I have donated to several organizations, churches, youth groups, or for children of deceased parents who are in high school and needed guidance. And it would amaze you. Hey, it's on the shelf, collecting dust. No one has acknowledged anything. But I do want you to know this too. I do have some who has acknowledged this. Let me read you three little reviews, okay? And I'll be very quick with this. And this is on here. It's on here, okay? And these are just several. You go to my website, you'll be able to read more, okay? But this one says, school readiness is also an excellent source of pertinent and valuable information for parents, grandparents, Christian leaders, etc., to prepare children for school and for life in general. I have read this book in its entirety. I recognize that we are, as a people, need to adhere to the knowledge that it is laid out in this book to promote the success of our children. And this came from a church administrator, a grandparent, also a first lady, and this came from Columbus, Mississippi. Yay! This is my MFC first lady. Oh, you got to find out who she is. Okay, well, here go again. This one says, I thoroughly enjoyed reading School Readiness and feel that it would be beneficial to all parents, even educators. School Readiness gives you a step-by-step plan in preparing your K through 12 child for achievement at school and coping with today's society. Being an educator myself, I am constantly reminding my students how to prepare for class and college. This book will help provide a solid foundation for success and comes strongly recommended. And this recommendation came from a high school teacher and parent, and they gave me their names. You know, I know these people, but they want to remain anonymous. But this came from a high school teacher and parent, and this is from Memphis, Tennessee, city school, the Shelby County. And by the way, I have sold procurement of this book to Shelby County. I've sold also procurement of this book to Hollandale School District, Mississippi, and several other individual purchases, but those were procurements, okay? But there's also a procurement with Cobb County. There's a procurement with Atlanta Public Schools, yes. And there's several others, but you have the option to purchase these books personally, individually, or by procurement, okay? So I will provide the necessary information if you chose to do that. And of course, it's always available for churches and family life centers, okay? And school districts. But here's the last one, review. It says that as an educator, I can relate to the need for such an informative book as School Readiness. It goes back to the notion that it takes a village to raise a child, and it provides insight and suggestions for parents and children to be successful academically and behaviorally. I especially like the let's think about it at the end of the chapter. The book focuses on such topics as bullying, character, and curriculum that encompasses vast learning styles. As educators, we differentiate the curriculum since we have visual, auditory, and tactile learners in one room. School Readiness is a good reference guide for teachers, parents, and students. And this came from one of the educators there in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, well, again, if you go to my website, you'll be able to read the other reviews. Those are just a few that I shared with you. Okay, so again, School Readiness for Parents and Children K through 12 is available for personal or procurement purchases. And procurement purchases when you want to order, multiple books, and you get a discount. So many you buy, for groups, okay? Group purchase. And this is all available at the click of a button. I'm not having to order, a whole stack of books and pack them up and, and mail them off. I don't have to do that. I'm a publishing company, okay? And in my foundation is organized where that can take place professionally and expediently, okay? The devil is a lie. And I want you, my friend, that these are available for church and family life groups and all school parenting programs anywhere there's a youth or individuals, okay? And I want to thank you. I promise not to hold you long. And I want to thank you all for joining me today as I introduce the essence of School Readiness for Parents and Children K through 12. It's not just a book. It's not just a book. And I can't wait to share those two categories with you. What parents wish the teachers knew and what teachers wish the parents knew, okay? Okay. A highly recommended book for parents' guidance and student inhibition. Okay? All right. So now, I want you to... this semester is soon to end. Yes, we're in our second semester right now, and it's not too late, educators, to implement this book to finish strong, and parents to finish strong, and youth leaders to finish strong. We want our children to be successful. There should not be any failures at the end of school in May. Okay. Not just give them a grade, but to earn a grade, okay? But to purchase as a resource for your parent giveaways, this would be a great thing to encourage parents as a giveaway. But then again, now, some things you just can't say. But, if you share a book in love, they can read it for themselves. And, it won't be on you, it'll be on me, but it will certainly help you, and it will certainly help them, okay? But please contact me at my website at www.RESOLVED-2010.com. Yes, that is www.RESOLVED resolved-2010.com, or you can email me directly at Wanda, that's WANDA, Wanda at resolved, resolved-2010.com. And I want you to know, my friend, that I look forward to sharing on my forthcoming shows for the remember that these shows on help is on its way. Help is on its way. Hey, I'll just like to say, help is already here. We just got to go through the processing of how, okay? Help is on its way. School readiness for parents and children K through 12. And make no mistake, when I say K through 12, it's from the beginning to the graduation. Loaded just for you. This book is also registered. Yes, don't let me forget that. Hey, this is no piece of junk. This book is registered with the Library of Congress. Yes. You know, we all have our ISBN numbers, but the Library of Congress, that means that this book is relevant for a lifetime. It's not going to change. Yes. Our world and our society becoming more challenging. Yes. And this book will be forever documented in the school of the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. Yes. Well, I want you to not forget to like, share, tag, and subscribe. Yes, this is going to be posted on Facebook and all my social media platforms, and also to YouTube. YouTube's been looking very scarce lately. I'm not sure what's going on YouTube. I see these numbers are fluctuating. So if you go in and listen on YouTube, just go in and make sure you subscribe, okay? Make sure you like and share for all of your others, okay? If this is not one of those storybooks, your students need this. If there's a graduate, they need you. Parents, they need you. Religious leaders, that's an assignment. Yes. For the needs of your people. Yes. We must have a divine intervention because the world doesn't care. And we must be the village to change the success of our children. We must be the village that we seek. Okay? So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on Wandajrprowell, www.resolved-2010.com. And I want you all to stay safe and stay blessed. And let's pray. Let's have personal prayers for this. We won't pray today, but I'm just believing the faithfulness of God to just cover and let this word have fallen on good ground in Jesus' name. Let it produce to the glory of God for the inheritance, a great inheritance for our children. I love you all. And remember now, academics plus social skill equal success. And you don't want to miss next week. Have a blessed day. God bless you. I love you. Bye-bye.